Hello, Ellie here from Thankful Flow Yoga. I'm here today with a short power flow for you. So this is going to be a strong and stretchy flow. And I would suggest if you have any blocks to grab those. This flow is probably more aimed towards someone who has kind of done yoga before and have a bit of a experience in your yoga practice, but I will, as always, be offering lots of kind of modifications and options as well. So let's get started on the mat. So come to the top of your mat in a standing position, and we're going to ground here. So ground your feet into the mat. Find your foot foundation. So nicely spread feet and toes. And inhale, lift your ribs away from your hips and roll the shoulders. Take a couple of shoulder rolls. And allow your shoulder blades to run down your back and relax through the neck, the shoulders. And you can close off the eyes here if that feels good for you, or take a steady gaze. And maybe notice if you do close the eyes. Perhaps you can feel a natural sway in your body standing in this Tadasana mountain pose. And notice any sensations that you feel in the body. Maybe you can feel tingling through your fingertips, your toes. And take a quick scan, relaxing through the muscles in your face, your jaw, your neck, your shoulders. And reconnect to your breath. Notice where your breath travels on the inhales and exhales. Notice what your breath could be communicating to you today. Are you finding any restrictions with your breathing? Or perhaps you're feeling like it's natural to breathe freely and easily today. There's no right or wrong, it's just becoming aware and noticing that connection. And start to open the eyes now if you did have them closed. And inhale, sweep your arms up above your head. And exhale, hinge at the hips. And we're going to come into a forward fold and hang down here for a moment. So soften through your knees as much as you need to. Your hands don't have to be coming right down to the mat. If you're here in your forward fold, that's absolutely fine. Just allow gravity to do the work and let your head and your neck hang heavy. And you can take your hands on your elbows here if that feels good. And bring your weight forward to the tops of your feet, through your big toes. You can take a bit of a sway or a bit of movement in your forward fold. And then place the left hand either down on the mat, or perhaps you're placing your left hand on a block to give you a bit more space. And take a further bend through this left knee. So this right leg might not necessarily be straight, that's okay if it's still a bit bent, but we want a little bit more of a bend through the left knee. And start to bring the right arm up to the sky into a twist. Sending your gaze up to the side, up to those fingertips. And then release. Come to the other side. So again, your right hand can be coming to the mat, can be coming to a block. If you don't have a block, maybe you can lightly rest it on your thigh. And then taking a further softness through the right knee this time. This left leg doesn't have to be completely straight. That's a pretty strong place to be. So there can still be some softness. And then reach your left fingertips up to the sky. Twist. And release the left hand down. As you start to roll the body back up to a standing position. So rounding through the spine, head and neck coming last, keeping the knees as soft as you need to. And then meeting in Tadasana. Take your hands, interlace your hands and press your fingertips away. So press your palms of your hands away to the wall in front of you. Take a round through the spine here and drop the head. And release. So bring the hands behind you, interlace the fingertips. Feel an opening through the chest, shining your heart forwards. And release. And take some circles with the arms now. So coming back for 3 breaths. And then come forwards for 3. Maintaining that length through the spine. So coming back to reaching the crown of the head to the ceiling still here. Finding that length. And then come back to neutral. And inhale, reach your hands up towards the sky. Bring the ribs away from the hips. And exhale, hinge at the hips, soften through the knees, forward fold. Inhale, lift the chest and lengthen the spine, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands on the mat and step back into plank position. And work through your version of Chaturanga. Inhaling through to either an upward facing dog or a cobra. And exhale, meet back in a downward facing dog. Take a little pedal out with the feet for the first downward facing dog of the practice, if that feels good. And really sending the hips to the sky, lengthening through the spine, gaze coming between the knees, allowing any tension through the neck and head to be released. Relax that head. Maybe give it a little shake. And on your next inhale, step your feet through between the hands. Lift the chest and lengthen the spine, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sweep the arms up above your head. Exhale, hands through heart center. Inhale, reach your hands up to the sky. Exhale, hinge at the hips, soften the knees as much as you need to. Inhale, lift the chest, lengthen the spine, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands down on the mat, step back, knees in a plank position. Modifying as much as you need to here. On your inhale, coming through, either into a upward facing dog or cobra. And exhale, meet back in your downward facing dog. Reconnect to the breath. Take a moment to check in with how you're feeling today. Just noticing what you notice in your body, in your mind. And on your next inhale, come to your toes and sweep the left leg up to the sky. 3-leg dog, open through the hips here. And then start to bring this left knee through, bringing your left knee to your nose in your plank position. And then bring the leg back to three-leg dog. And bring it back down to the mat. Sweep the right leg off this time, opening through the hips, three-leg dog. Mindful of the shoulders, making sure that you stay strong through the shoulders here. And sweep the right leg through, knee to nose. Bring the right leg back to three-leg dog. Exhale, release the leg down. This time, inhale, bring this left foot through between hands, sweep the arms up to the sky, high lunge. Exhale, bring your hands to heart center. Grab any blocks that you might need here and start to power through into this front left leg, hinging at the hips, coming into your warrior three. So again, you can have your hands down on blocks here. The hips are nice and square, and this back leg is pressing, imagining that you're pressing it into the wall behind you, finding a drishti or a gazing point here. Feeling into any wobbles and shakes. And then from here, again, you could use the block to assist you, or you could bring the left hand down to the mat, and we're starting to open through the hips, coming into half moon Ardha. So sending your gaze towards the ceiling, right fingertips reaching up. And release the hands down. Step back to meet in a plank position and work through your version of chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Pressing the hands and the feet away from each other. Hips coming up to the sky. Sweep your left leg up, coming into a three-leg dog, staying square through the shoulders, opening through the hips. Then from your three-leg dog, start to bring your left leg through, knee to nose. Release and start bringing your left leg back to a three-leg dog. And slowly bring your left leg down to the mat. Well done. Now sweep your right leg up into your three-leg dog. Strong through the shoulders. Start to bring and sweep the right leg through, knee to nose, hold. And then start to guide your right leg back into the three-leg dog. And release it down to the mat. This time, step the right foot through between the hands. Sweep your arms up to the sky, high lunge. Exhale, bring the hands down to heart center. Power through this right leg. Bring the weight forward, warrior three. Hips are square to the mat. Taking your blocks here. Imagining that this left foot's pressing to an imaginary wall behind you. If you want a little more here, you can bring your hands out in front. And then from here, bringing the right fingertips either to a block or to the floor. Start to open out the hips. Feeling into any wobbles or shakes here. Totally normal and it's part of the practice. This is what improves our strength and our joint stability. Feeling into those wobbles and shakes. Reaching the left fingertips up to the ceiling. Maybe your gaze goes up there. Taking a micro bend through the knee if you need to. And then sweep the left hand down. Time to meet back in plank. And work through your version of Chaturanga. Inhaling through upward facing dog or cobra. And exhale, meet back in your downward facing dog. Option to take a releasing breath here. Inhale through your nose. Exhale out through your mouth. Finding that length through the spine, remembering that your legs do not need to be straight, your feet do not need to be flat here. Finding the length through the spine is the most important thing. And one last time, we're going to sweep this left leg up into three-leg dog. Sweep the left knee forward, knee to nose. Hold. Bring the left leg back, three-leg dog, and release. Sweep the right leg up, opening through the hips, three-leg dog. Sweep the right knee to the nose. Hold. Bring the right leg back up to three-leg dog. And release. Well done. On your next inhale, step the feet through to the hands and lift the chest, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, soften the knees as much as you need to. Inhale, sweep the arms up to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. From the top of your mat, step back. So into a wide leg stance. Toes pointing forward, maybe slightly pigeon-toed. And bring your hands to your hips here. Find that neutral pelvis. Bring the ribs away from the hips. Lengthen spine. And then start to pivot forwards into your Prasarita Padasana. Maybe you're coming to here. Maybe your fingertips are coming to the mat. Walking the heels of your hands in line with the heels of your feet. And that's just the direction that they're going in. So bringing the weight forwards through the big toe. Remembering to breathe. And then walk the hands out slightly. And on the inhale, lift the chest. You can bring your hands to your hips if you prefer. And then exhale, fold. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. And then inhale, everybody come back up from your Prasarita. Walk the feet in slightly, but they're still slightly further than hip width apart, and the toes are pointing out, hands to heart center, and bend through the knees, coming into your Malasana squat. Now, you could have your block under your hips here. You could be in a seated Malasana, having your hips on the ground, or you could be up on your toes. Take what feels good for you. Inhale, lift through the crown of the head. Find some openness through the shoulders, across the chest. You can take some movement here if that feels good too. And everybody pop their hips on the mat and let your legs come out to the side into a wide leg position. It really doesn't matter how wide your legs come here. And then inhale this left arm up. So our toes are flexed, our legs are engaged, our thighs are facing the ceiling. So reach your left arm up and come into a stretch over to the right side. So your stretch could be here. Fullest expression would be your hands coming to your toes. But if you are coming to this, then make sure that your chest is still shining towards the ceiling. We're not collapsing into this position. And feel the left side body opening up as you inhale, making space in the body. Maybe on the exhale, you're surrendering a little bit more to the stretch. And start to make your way out to neutral, and then come to the other side now. So you could use this left hand lightly on the mat to support. Sweep the right arm up, lift up and out of the waist, and then start to come into a stretch over to the left side. Maybe your hands come to your toes, still making sure to shine the heart to the ceiling. Now start to come up and out. Make sure that the feet are still nicely flexed and the thighs are facing up towards the sky. And then we're going to walk our hands out in front, come into a fold here. But we want to really keep the shoulders coming away from each other and leading with the chest bone. So it might be that you're finding that coming to here is more than enough for you today. That's absolutely fine. Go to where you can, of course, feel the stretch in your body, and there may be an element of discomfort, but know the difference between discomfort and any sharp or kind of feelings that do not feel right at all in your body, and any feelings that indicate to you that you should maybe ease off a little bit or modify the pose. So walking your hands forwards, keeping that chest going forwards, and making sure that you're keeping the thighs facing up. And reconnect to your breathing. Trying to find some comfort within the discomfort. Start to come back up. Bring the legs in together slowly. And bring the soles of your feet to the mat, bend through the knees, take your arms out in front of you and flip your palms to the ceiling. Gauge through the core and start to lower your body down to the mat slowly. And start to give your hug both knees into the chest. Maybe take a little rock to each side if that feels good. Bring the forehead to the knees. And then release your legs, your arms. Let your feet drop out to the side and your palms face the ceiling, coming into Shavasana now. And allow each and every single part of your body, give every single part of your body permission to relax. Every cell, every muscle, every tissue, every single part. Even that little part of you that still wants to hold on, perhaps wants to resist. Allow it to let go. Notice how your chest and your belly will rise and fall with the breath. Noticing any sensations through the body, the fingertips, the toes. Allow every muscle in your face to relax. As always, if you would like to stay in your Shavasana for longer, please do. But if you're ready to come out, you can take a roll over to one side and pause there for a moment. Take your time and then make your way up to a seated position on your mat with your eyes closed if possible. You can take your hands to heart center and join me for a releasing breath. Inhaling through the nose and then you exhale out through the mouth. So inhale, exhale. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. I hope you enjoyed that strong and stretchy flow. If you would like to see more of my classes, then please get in touch. I have a monthly membership that includes live Zoom classes and recorded classes. So please do let me know if you would like to be a part of that. And I will be back with more flows very, very soon.